Hey, thanks for joining us here on Game Time as we get geared up for the girls' state basketball tournaments over in Murfreesboro this week. I'm Maurice Patton. This is Cirillo, your high school sports guys here at the Tennessean. And this time of year, if we can get it warmed up enough that everybody can get to Murfreesboro, it ought to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, 30 degrees. You don't see that in Nashville very often in March, but yeah, we actually had a real winter this year.
Exactly. Going to take you through the Class A, AA, and AAA top storylines as we've kind of defined them here, and I'm sure there's plenty more as the week progresses. But in Single A, looking at the Single A quarterfinals, I think the big question coming out of the draw is the way these teams are set up. It looks like it's very well could be and should be an all-district 7A championship game on Saturday night. You've got Clark Range. It's been ranked 2 or 3 all season long. They're 32-3 coming in there and going up against, likely facing eventually defending state champion Jackson County, 26-7. They've got the reigning Miss Basketball in Class A, J.C. Coe, who has signed with Kentucky. They've played 4 times already, 2 district games. Clark Range won both of those, won a close one, 58-55 at Jackson County, won a big one, 67-30 at home back in January. Jackson County kind of turned the tables a little bit in the district finals with a 62-46 win, and then Clark Range 49-47 in the Region 4A finals last week. So those 2 teams know each other, and it looks like they are really headed for a 5th matchup in the finals. In AA, you've got MLK, Martin Luther King, making their first ever state tournament appearance, and it's a little symmetrical. Doc Shelton, who took the MLK boys to a couple of state championships and a few state tournament appearances, announced his retirement at the beginning of the season. Actually, coached his last game about 10 days or so ago, I guess, in the region quarterfinals, lost to Cheatham County, and so now it seems as though maybe the torch has been passed a little bit to the girls program over there.
Yeah, I was out at that last game for Doc Shelton and that kind of end of an era, I guess you could say. And yeah, it's nice to see the girls getting their shining moment there. So
exactly, and this may not be the last one for them. They're making their first appearance, and 3 of their key players are juniors: Jordan Majors, Brianna Smith, and Molly Cafader, and those are the 3 girls that they kind of hang their hats on from game to game. They open against Westview on Thursday in a quarterfinal, and be interesting to see how far they can ride this thing. A couple of other teams locally to watch are Creekwood and Cannon County, both big-time players. Creekwood's got Rachel Bell, who has signed with Vanderbilt. Cannon County's got Abby Sissom, who has signed with MTSU. Both of them are Miss Basketball finalists, so a couple of other AA teams to watch there as the week progresses. In AAA, I think the big question heading into the week is who's going to beat Blackman. 31-0, ranked number 1. I'm sorry, 31-1, but they avenged their only loss, and by beating Incarnate Word out of Missouri middle of the season. They moved to number 1 in the country in USA Today's rankings, been there for about the last 5 weeks, and they've just kind of run roughshod through their in-state schedule this year. They open against a Houston team that's making their first appearance there, but I think that the million-dollar question is who's going to beat them, and I think in Sunday's draw, everybody just kind of wanted to stay away from Blackman as long as you could. I think that's kind of what happens when you've got the number 1 team in the country in your field. So Blackman's got a sophomore guard, Crystal Dangerfield, who played with the U.S. under 16 team I think last summer. Got a junior, Mimi Jackson, who is committed to UT, and really a solid club. Couple of other local teams to watch: Mountain Juliet, who would catch Blackman in the semifinals if they beat Jefferson County, and Rossview in the top half of the bracket, also making their first state tournament appearance. They play Morristown West in the quarterfinals. So that'll get you started on the girls' state basketball tournament and what to watch for as you're over in Murfreesboro this week. I'm Maurice Patton, Cirillo. Thanks for joining us here on Game Time.